Hello everyone, my name is Michael King and I'll be your professor for COM 445 Corporate Finance. I wanted to introduce myself. I'm sitting here at home, much like you will be for our Zoom sessions. Unfortunately, we won't get a chance to meet each other face to face. So I actually moved to Gustavson in July of 2019, last summer. I'm from Victoria originally, so this was an opportunity for me to come home with my family. I've got a wife and two sons, one who's in third year university and one who's just finishing high school. I did my undergraduate degree in business at Queen's University, and after a short stint teaching English in Japan, I actually went and worked on Wall Street in New York in an investment bank where I was in the debt capital markets area, first as an analyst and then as an associate. And I got transferred to London, England, where I continued that role. I then left that role and went to work for RBC Dominion Securities, also in London, England. Worked on a trading desk doing merger arbitrage. And then I decided for a change of career, the first of several. And I went and did my master's degree and then my PhD at the London School of Economics. While doing my PhD, not only was my first son born, but I also did my thesis on central banks. So not wanting to really teach something that I didn't really know, I actually took a job after finishing my PhD with the Bank of Canada in Ottawa and moved there in 2001. I started by working in the group that monitored financial markets and provided briefings to the Governing Council on how to implement monetary policy, and I then moved into more senior positions in research and financial markets, and then into what's called the International Group, where ultimately I was responsible for the briefings for the Governor, David Dodge, and the Governing Council for their international meetings. They had meetings with the IMF, the G7, the G20, and they also had meetings at this place called the Bank for International Settlements in Basel, Switzerland, which is sometimes known as the Bank for Central Banks. So in 2008, I saw the opportunity and I moved to Switzerland to work at the BIS as a senior economist. You should know that my wife is German, so we were able to move closer to her family, and we were only 3 hours away from Frankfurt in Basel. I arrived there in July of 2008, just before the onset of the global financial crisis, which started in September with the collapse of Lehman Brothers. And so my role there basically became trying to understand what was going on with the banks and financial markets, looking at the regulatory response, and ultimately trying to provide briefings to governors for the BIS central banks on what they should do in response to the crisis. I stayed through 2011, at which point Greece, the Greek crisis started, the European sovereign debt crisis started. And at that point I was like, I've had enough with crises. That's when I took the job and moved to IB. So at IB Business School, I was a finance professor teaching undergraduates and graduates and executives, and focusing mostly on the courses like this one. But after a couple of years there, I actually I founded a research center focused on fintech, or financial technologies. So I spent 3 years building that up, researching startups as well as incumbents, venture capitalists, and different aspects of the fintech ecosystem. And I have 2 different books coming out on that. One that's an edited volume, and one that I'm trying to get published myself. In any case, I really enjoy teaching finance. I think that you'll get a lot out of this course, whether you plan to pursue a career in financial services or not, because all of us have to know how to manage our finances, make investments, make decisions for retirement. So I think you'll enjoy it, whether you're going into finance, accounting, or other careers. So I look forward to meeting you in person. Next time I'll have my dog with me, and I'll be able to do my Spectre from James Bond demo. But until then, see you soon. Bye.